Come on, Hannah.
She says, good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. And then Gwendolyn popped in and got the silver. She says, good morning. And then with the bronze is Chris R. She says, good morning. And also, as we scroll, hey, is in the building with Grand Rising, everyone. And Anthony Rowland is in the building. He says, good morning, family. And also, Jazzy Jazz is in the building. She says, good morning, beautiful people. Now, I have to tell you, yesterday, this new format has been really good because it's
Your viewership
giving us a lot more eyes on what we're doing here.
Yes.
So yesterday while we were here and you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes, hit the shares, do that good stuff. But yesterday, when it was all over, we had 115 views.
Dude, can I tell you something? I looked at your numbers. You had over 900 views yesterday on just one of the feeds because now it does it in two different feeds.
Yes.
I was like, what is going on? But that's great. That's great. That means now you're able to reach a lot more people.
Yeah. So we're our community is stepping up and getting out there in the ecosystem.
So is this strictly a StreamYard thing? Because I noticed that when you used to look at this on the phone, it would show you the regular landscape. You had to turn it so you see it. But now when you're on the phone, if you're holding it vertically, it automatically shows you this the vertical feed.
It is I think it's StreamYard, but I think on some level it's StreamYard in conjunction with YouTube.
It's StreamYard.
I love this.
Yeah,
it's StreamYard. As soon as you come in, it says Mars, and it wants you.
Yeah,
you can choose to do landscape. You can choose to do vertical. It recommends that you do both, and it does. And you're going to have two different feeds, but they'll put all the numbers together.
Yeah, they do.
This is
incredible.
I will say, out of all the things they've done over this last year, this is probably the best thing. Yeah, and kudos to StreamYard for it.
It looks good on Instagram. So look how nice we are laid out on Instagram. We're not merging, we're not flipping back and forward. You know, like how it used to
even
glitch.
Even the overlay looks good.
The overlay looks good. And then I can do stuff like this. Like, for instance, for those that want to dive into our conversation today, if you want to come on board and join us in our conversation, you can see, we can put this on the screen, which is our QR codes. So all the QR codes are right here to join the conversation. Like I can do right there, and you can just join. Yeah, you don't have to go to my link tree any longer. It's all right here.
Oh, that's built into StreamYard now.
I also gained.
The only downside is like you can't put your own logo in there yet, but I believe according to the memos I was reading, there is talk of doing that to add your own something, but it's just you can do multiple QR codes and then
listen. They got to justify that price now because what they was doing before wasn't cutting it. This now, I say, okay, yes, I can see.
Now it's worth it. It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
They said don't go up in price though. Now you've improved.
You know they're going to go up again.
You gave us the improvements and moved it towards that money that we've been paying.
And they're going to say, you know what? We just gave you all these improvements. We're going to hike up the price again. I'm loving the flow here. Alieze is in the building. There's Alieze. There she is. What's going on, Alieze? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gwendolyn, we all have hoodies today.
Everybody got their memo.
I don't have hoodies in my wardrobe. I don't have a lot of hoodies. The only hoodies I have is from my race swag. If I didn't get something from a race I ran, I wouldn't have any hoodies.
No, you don't have any hoodies, right?
I have like the ones I have. I got because I ran a race.
Yeah.
So I have some, but what can I tell you?
Not really a thing.
All my running gear is on there, so
Well, this also some more people because we gotta make sure we get everybody included here. I see Alicia said good morning to everyone in the chat, and Lisa says morning. And also, we have the wonderful Bryson. He says, been looking up All Wicked for a good world tour, and now
Yes.
they at Singapore for the red carpet, and the last stop is New York City next week.
That rollout has been really good. And if you haven't seen the special, they have a special on Peacock right now. It is basically they did a lot of the songs from the first movie, and they had the entire cast there. It was shot in the Dolby Theater over in Hollywood. Really, really, really good.
Nice.
So if you're a Wicked fan, go watch that.
Also, what's Bryson saying hello to the ladies? And also, Lisa says, I went to listen to James Claiborne last night. Claiborne, he is a wealth of history. His voice is dope too. Really? Interesting. And he says, good morning again. Some more good mornings. Good mornings. Good morning. Who's got a birthday? Who has a birthday? Anthony says, happy birthday. Happy birthday to who?
Oh, probably Ron, because I mentioned in the beginning.
Okay. To Ron. Okay. Good delay. Mental delay.
It's okay.
I was thinking like in the audience community. Bryson also says, also today is Arrington Foster birthday as well from the family business on T. Has anyone watched that show? I have not. I don't know of it.
BT Plus.
Look at all the birthdays for your husband. The birthdays for your husband.
I will pass them along.
Charlene's in the building. Charlene says, good morning, everyone.
Oh, Ron, by the way, I figured out why I had that gray cast on it. You know when you come into the room, like you get all the new alert stuff? Yes. There was an overlay somewhere I didn't see that I had to click on to get it all off. So we're all good now.
There's a lot of bells and there's a lot of stuff
going on
now.
Like, every time you come in here, it's something new.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Hey, we have someone else in the building called This is Everything Bible is in the building. Well, nice. Welcome to Everything Bible.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Everything Bible is in the building. Okay, Alieze. So we're all here. And the shutdown still remains. However, it should be ending today. And this is our day. We just have water cooler talk, and we talk about whatever's happening in our worlds and want to share in the circle. How are you guys feeling about the shutdown being over?
Can I start on that real quick?
Yes, Lee.
So I don't know if anyone was able to watch or listen to Lawrence O'Dell's explanation of it last night.
And Lawrence O'Donnell.
Why do I keep saying that? I don't know why I do that.
Lawrence O'Dell.
The world's coming to an end. Jesus Christ.
You know.
Like, you didn't get that right.
All right. Yes. Thank you for the correction. Again, I always mess it up, but he had a great explanation about it. So from how he broke it down, from all his insiders information that he got, it was always 3 Democrats that were never going to say no. They sided with the Republicans. They never wanted to shut it down. The last 5 came aboard throughout the time. But here's the thing. They were negotiating from the first night of the shutdown.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, don't vote until after the election. Schumer was the one that kept telling him, please do not vote yes with the other 3 until after the election's over. They wanted to get the election through to get these big wins. And then, they had these deals brokered. They said, they can't stop them from voting the way that they want to vote, but just don't do it before the election. Because they knew that if they did it before the election, Democrats would not have won those elections at all.
Like they did. I mean, they still would have. Yeah. We were saying that they would have won, but they wouldn't have won in like the red states, maybe, or they would have lost. It wouldn't be the way wouldn't have been as strong as it was.
Yeah. So that was interesting to learn because I think everyone's visceral reaction at the very beginning was 1 to blame Schumer, and then 2 just to see how they caved, but to know how it actually happened, I think is really important. I truly believe like Fetterman really. I mean, these people, can't they recall these people to have special elections to recall these individuals? I'm asking.
Only in some states.
I think that some of these people need to be recalled.
Yes.
I mean, because they did not elect these people to go in there and not fight for them. They elected him to be a certain type of candidate, and he has been the complete opposite. They had these people that voted for him don't have any representation in Congress.
He fooled them.
And there's nothing that they can do about it. And it's disheartening, and it's actually kind of disgusting, because I think this is who he really always was.
It's kind of it's like, how do you like? Also, man, there's a lot to be said about Fetterman. There's a whole lot to be said. So
he's a joke.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off. He did The View yesterday, and he didn't even have the decency to come on the show. He dialed it in.
Oh yeah.
He also has issues.
He has lots of issues.
Oh, Alieze is showing us something.
No, I was just moving it over.
Okay. But also, you did bring up something. Lawrence O'Donnell also mentioned that most people think of this as a loss or a caving of the Democratic Party, and he brought out some really good
he did
points that I did not think about. One is that obviously they did get some concessions, like SNAP. Not only did they get SNAP it reinstated once it's done, but they also got the ability to raise the money in SNAP. So SNAP increase, and the
pause, the pause on firings, especially in Virginia.
Well, yeah,
no more firing of federal employees,
and the furloughs getting their money, because Trump was really trying not to pay these folks. It's not his money; it's the people's money.
Right.
He has enough money to put. He's worried about the money to do his crazy ballroom. But so that was also. Then there was the furlough. I think it was 100,000 workers that may not have been able to come back, but they had to reinstate them. So it was 100,000 plus workers. However, and like someone's mentioned in one of the correspondence, is that it's not that they did anything special. It was something that never had to be done. It was like you created a mess just to say you're saving the people. And so I'm happy that people are going to get their funds, because there's a lot of people that live from a lot of households were suffering, and they live from paycheck to paycheck, and that if there's anything to be said, and the biggest one of all is that now there's a larger number of people aware of healthcare in America.
One last thing to that.
Are they?
Yeah, there are some people. There are more people. There are more people than it was that started it.
Okay, so let me go to this place. And I know we've said that, repetition creates recognition. I always added eventually. It's not like these people didn't know this was happening. This has always been a choice, which privilege gets you, right? You get a choice to ignore all the ills of the world. You get a choice to normalize cruelty. You get a choice to normalize that you have people who have been elected. Now, let me go back. You got a felon in the White House who has decided not to do what's right by his citizens, the people who elected him. Even the people who elected him, he's like, screw them people too. We've normalized the cruelty, the indecency, just all the disgusting behaviors. We've normalized that. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, so it's over. And now what? Are y'all going to just go back to what you've been doing? Because they've been voting for the same raggedy people for a number of years. I don't know what else really has to happen. I mean, look, I'm just wondering, at what point do humans who are fatally flawed recognize what you're doing ain't working? I'm just, curious. I'm like, okay, it's over. Maybe. I don't know.
But what is over? What is over? What is over? The healthcare premiums
doubling and tripling,
which is what you claim you were fighting for. We'll go up. And they have a promise of a vote. They didn't have a promise of a approval.
It's right.
The extension in December, just a vote. So they're going to vote no. They already wanted to add more restrictions on women's reproductive rights to be able, if they are going to do that, right? And here's what I'm going to say, especially with kind of piggybacking on what Gwendolyn says and the normalization of all of this stuff. And as I said before, understanding that what they did was capitulate. They surrendered, these 8 people. And they had all of these reasons, quote unquote, reasons for doing so, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is, you're not willing to sacrifice a struggle for anything anymore. So you continue to sell your soul for that. They didn't do anyone any favor. SNAP benefits are supposed to be paid, period. And as Yazzie and I also agreed that to remind people, furlough pay is a requirement by law. They're not doing anyone any favors. That's a requirement by law. And who's gonna sit here and actually believe that people this horrible human has decided to get rid of in the federal government are gonna just, they just gonna get their jobs back? That's another lie. So all of this is that full of lies. And then we cannot overlook that the 8 Republican senators put in there a piece so that they can sue the federal government for $500,000 because of their phone, them investigating their phone records. Well, then they investigate citizens' phone records all the time. Different. And so that's also in this piece, that right. And I think you have to expose those things and to look at it as, all of them are skills that people don't know. One day you're saying, we're going to do it if you do a year extension on the healthcare. The next day, by the way, it's going to pass. We're going to let it through. And now the House has to come back and they're going to play the game, right? All of this is just garbage. It's all just garbage. It's smoke and mirrors.
Always.
While citizens are still going to be screwed over. You still have the Supreme Court saying, okay, we're going to keep the SNAP benefits paused. We're going to keep letting fire people. Why did they agree with that? And the fact that Ketanji Brown, with what she did, exposed that the supplemental funds that were supposed to be there was not there.
Wait, can we go into that a little bit more? Because I think that she got a bad rap for doing that. I think it was intentional that she did that so it could go. So it could go back to the lower court. So because she knew that they would say no, they need to do it. But what's come to light is that the $5 billion?
$5 billion.
$5 billion that was supposed to be set aside for that, it's not there anymore.
Right. So her part was, that piece was like, because that's the part that she's over.
Right.
To go back there and have them do what they were supposed to do, because she already knew what these 6 were going to do.
Yes.
Exactly.
She used the control that she had, which led to the exposure of
absolutely
what people have been saying from the beginning. Lots of people have been saying this money is not there. That's why it's happening. And so it exposed, indeed, it wasn't there.
That's right.
Yep.
And so even now, it's like, well, it could change once they vote and reopen the government and get the budget through. It'll change, and that's because the money will be there. It's
not going to be. If the money is gone, the money is gone. Now they're going to start to have to pull it from somewhere else. This man is robbing Peter to pay Paul, and he's not even paying Paul. He's just robbing Peter and Paul.
He's just robbing. This is just a theft, grand theft.
And I want to remind people that there are these funds that are like trust funds that are out there that they're not supposed to touch.
That's right.
There's also that fund, and Ronald Reagan explained it years ago. That's the Social Security. That's separate. We don't know what they're doing with any of this money. Hence the reason he wants to control the people who control the money.
Yes.
And so a part of it is for them to make sure that it would never have been exposed.
Yes.
If she had not said, hey, I want you all to go and revisit this. She knew what that court was going to do. She knew they were going to, tell them they had to open it up. She knew that part, but she also knew that the 6, which is what they did, were going to keep it paused. 6 people who are just not people. They're not humans. I'm not going to count them in the category of humans. So, but it exposed the part about the funds.
Mm-hmm. And that was, I mean, and you guys are bringing out the point that is definitely shared among millions of people, is that I watched yesterday Don Lemon and Monique Presley, who's an amazing lawyer, debate. Yeah. She was saying about, she came from the law point of view. But Don Lemon was saying, but we need representation. We need people to be out there. We need to. If he was sharing in his perspective, is that we did not get our civil rights because we were trying to be a lolly, just kind of like just go with the program. People hurt. People were struggling for not months, not weeks, years. People died. So if you want change, you can't think, and you mentioned this, Alieze, is that we think I hate to use a McDonald's mindset, like everything is instamatic. Everything is, we do not, as a society, American society, know how to fight with the mindset of longevity. We just don't know how to do it in this country. Everything is instant. If it has to be done, it has to be instant gratification. So Donald was sharing his points, and I was like, yes, I agree. But then Monique, she brought up some interesting points, is that, we can fight, but we have to fight them where it hurts. And like we've been saying in this community, stop buying crap, stop buying stuff, stop putting money in these people's pocket. That's the only language that the billionaire class understands, is money.
And to me, that's too far away. Like the time that they gave, like, let's do it in November 25th through the blah blah. No, you should have been doing it the day. You need to be doing it now. And when we talk about, I think that there's one thing to talk about the buying things. I vote you shut down the country. I think that we're missing the point. Yes. They don't care that companies suffer. They don't, because these people are still making billions of dollars in their sleep.
Thank you.
That muskrat is on his way to becoming the first trillionaire.
Yeah, they just gave him more shares.
Yeah, so we're talking about that part, and everybody wants to see. Here's this thing about safety and playing it safe. This ain't no time to play it safe and tell them when you're gonna do something. It's like, do it now. And you see what happens when you do it now. When what happened with Disney happened right then.
Yes,
that was the biggest impact you could have, was right then.
Yes.
Now you say, oh, I'm gonna schedule it, which means that people in the meantime, in between time, I hear spending their monies with these same people.
Yeah.
So what does it profit you to do that? So yes, we should do those things, and we should do it on a big scale. But we have to learn, the 99% of us have to learn that we're in this together. We got to stop figuring out. We don't think how to respond to anything. We always react to stuff.
Yes.
And it's the long range thing, and it's the stick to itness. These people who are committing these, who have designed this, the Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Organization, all of those, they have been working for this over 50 years.
Yes.
They had the stamina. They wrote, the first book was published when Ronald Reagan became president. Yes. The next one, which is Project 2025, is what they're acting on now. Everything under the sun is in that document. They put it out. They in for the long game. They plan for the long game. Reactions to stuff. We have got to be in it for the long game. And they tell you somebody's gonna suffer. What I thought was great doing this shutdown was how people were encouraged and rallied to support each other.
Yes.
Nobody was trying to let anyone go hungry. No one was
Can I jump in there, Miss Alieze?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I, like you, I saw that post about how they plan, and I'm using they, but how there is a want to do this blackout like November 25th. And some of the comments in there, a number of the comments were, now I can do the not shopping, but I can't afford to not go to work, and I can't do this. Like, I don't understand. At some point, you're going to have to think about what you're willing to give up. Because the people who gave us these civil rights, as you mentioned, gave up a lot. They dressed up in their Sunday best for a reason, right? They knew that they were going to be sprayed with a fire hose, that they were going to be attacked by dogs, beaten by cops. They were willing to take that physical pain because they saw what was coming on the other side. We are in a place where we're so comfortable. We don't want to give up anything.
That's right.
Not at all.
Right.
We're not willing to do it. Like, you have to decide at what point do you want to give something up. Now, I know I'm radical. I do some dumb shit all the time. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm fighting for. And what I'm not going to accept are places that don't respect me, that don't respect my money, that want to exploit me, just like just out there. Yeah, you got to ask yourself, what's worth fighting for?
That's right.
I understand that we have bills and that we have mortgages and all this whatnot. We get that. But we also have a system that exploits a lot of people, and we're accepting it.
Yeah.
You know, America is ill in a number of ways. We're so ill that we believe it's perfectly fine. Again, we have normalized the things that should not be normalized.
Right.
It should not be. So at some point, you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to give up? Because I know what I can get on the other side. Some of us are not fighters. I get that. You're going to have to learn how to fight for some shit. You are fighting, as I told Ron, you are fighting for your existence. Understand that. Playing it safe does not get you change. Doing the same thing every damn day does not get you change. Wasn't there a church recently that gave out some money? For all the money these churches have, and I got 4 literally a quarter mile away. For all these churches, all this money, this is that time to say, look, since y'all not really building the building right now, can we take that money and help the parishioners pay the mortgage, pay the light bills? This is that moment.
Funds.
This is that moment. Where are those leaders?
They're in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, and
they're in their mansions.
Line their people up asking for building fund money, right? And Tyler Perry gives one of them
ain't never done build a building yet.
And the building has been under construction for 10 years. My thing is, where did you? I don't know. Maybe you behind the scenes, you're doing a lot of other stuff, but feed these people. You know, people are struggling to scrape together that money. Feed the people, and you have to be willing to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it before. People aren't willing to be uncomfortable, inconvenienced. Most people aren't willing to be inconvenienced. I will not be an inconvenience. I will repeat. I have a Target literally next door to my house. I walk 10, 15 minutes to the grocery store because I refuse to go in that Target because I know where those people stand. And even if they continue, a Black person who is continuing to do business and putting their stuff in there, fine, you got a contract. Understand, Aliece is not going in there. No matter what your contract is. Do you have a website? I'll help you out on that side. But if your website takes me to Target, I'm not going in there either. And we have to understand that. I came, growing up during that time of watching that. And the people for 380 plus days in Montgomery had to do it for a period of over a year to get change done. We're not willing to sacrifice a week or a day. You know, I'm going to lose my job. But guess what? If none of your co-workers show up, they're not going to fire everybody in there.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Think about if all the air traffic controllers say, wait a minute, we're not getting paid, and no one shows up. I mean, they say, you know what? Because again, like I said, when you look at France and you look at other countries that are like really down for some of the causes, you sit down and with like the yellow jackets in like in France, when they say, wait a minute, we shutting the country down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take all of their tractor trailers and just park them on the highway, get out and walk away. There's no traffic. There's no one driving the highway. No one's getting around. Then, like Alieze and I talked about, and then next week is the airports. And we're shutting down the airports. And then all the people that work in the airport are not working. That's how you get things done.
Yeah, and people
Americans are not programmed, and I say the word, I'm using the word program. They're not programmed to see the big picture, to see how they can help their fellow man, to see how they can improve the system. Because in America, it's all about me, the individual. How can it, if it affects me, then I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact
that could I just also the churches though? What was happening also, like Alieze alluded to, but we were talking, but I want to just specifically say about some churches. Some churches were beginning to wake up out of their slumber. Some churches were out there feeding. Like I know, like out in the Bronx in New York, there were several places in Brooklyn and East New York, places that were at different parts of the country that you saw in the news that there were churches that were taking up the mantle and saying, you know what, we are going to provide food.
Right.
But what we need to happen is that all of those people that say they love God and they love God's people but the very essence of Jesus Christ, for those that believe in Jesus and the Bible and the Christianity, is that it's all about the poor. It's about the person that doesn't have. It's the least
fortunate.
It's the least of humanity, as in how much they have, the widows, the orphans. This is where the Christian church should be focused. I know we all need a building somewhere. That maybe you do need a building, but I think if you took that money and really invest in people
in your community,
and it would flourish. But what was really happening last week and the week before is that a lot of folks were waking up. And I think, and I do believe that this was ended also because of it.
Yeah.
I think the powers that be do not want Americans to wake up.
But we know that that's part of the system.
Yeah, it's part of the system. So you see Americans across the country. I mean, how many of these people were feeding the people that were like air traffic controllers, the federal workers that didn't have food, the pantries, adding extra food, putting more donations in, like that with gentleman in California. He started his thing, and then next thing you know, people just start putting money in his little bucket there to help more people. America is a portion of our society that is wired to help one another.
So here's my thought about that. Two thoughts really quickly. One, yes, I see people who jump in, but it's reactionary. The same way that they jumped in for Jimmy Kimmel. They didn't jump in when other people had their voice attacked because it didn't impact them. They were like, well, that's not so much. So they pick and choose when they want to do it. That's not sustainable. It doesn't go anywhere. It's good for a little bit and then it fizzles out. But I was listening to MLK last night, and he got to the point where he was talking about how we have to realize that we're all in this together.
Yes.
He mentioned that, you can't look at all white people and say they're all bad because that's not true, which is not true. He said, we are all in this together. And I thought, for those who have seen the Titanic, it was a really big ship. But when that ship had a hole, it's going down with everybody, one way or the other. So we either help each other get off the ship into lifeboats, or we are all fucking drowning. That's where we are. That's what this is. You cannot choose to jump in when it impacts you only and do it for a little bit and then go back to your same old BS afterwards. It's got to be a change in mindset and behavior. We cannot keep doing what we're doing. That's how we got here.
That's right.
That's how we got here. It impacts all of us, every single one. When you decide that someone does not deserve benefits or a living wage or healthcare trust, it impacts you too.
Absolutely.
We're not removed from it. We are all linked together.
And understanding, and people understanding that the healthcare issue. People get sick, they're just gonna go to the emergency room. They're gonna go there, but insured or not insured, they're gonna end up in an emergency room, and they're gonna have to take care of those people. And your insurance premiums are gonna continue to climb because that's what because these greedy companies and these people at the top. That's because they're traded on Wall Street, so it's become profitable. So that it's all about profit. That's the biggest thing. But when Gwendolyn was talking about that, I was thinking about when I testified on Capitol Hill one time. And the woman, it was a woman from Ohio. I never forget her. She's like, oh, in education, there was an ember burning in the house. And so you save as many as you can. I said, well, you know what? Why didn't you just put the ember out when you saw it? So did you save everybody? So why did we run from an ember when we could have done something about it? And just saves a few people and the whole house burned down with the rest of the people. That's crazy. That's like the analogy of the hole in the Titanic. Well, yes, that was a bigger situation. But if you see something, why didn't you do something? Why did you wait for it to destroy everybody else? And I think that you've been conditioned and groomed so much to only focus on me and mine. And that's not something that I've always talked about, even as an educator, talking to people, that me and my thing is what's gotten us where we are.
Yes.
And the other side is, we've all as a people have been groomed to say, oh, forgive what? It's like, go and let that go. No, why should I do all of that? Why should I let you off of a hook that you put yourself on? And I'm gonna be there and say, oh, that's okay. No, I'm not normalizing your awful behavior. And like I tell people, I no longer allow people to just say, oh, it's conservatism. No, it's not. It's extremism.
It's extremism.
It's hatred.
Yes.
It's inhumane. Let's call a thing a thing.
And it's terrorist. It's terrorist behavior to hijack people and to use people as pawns. That's terrorism.
Speaking of that, I want to switch the subject just a little bit. It has to do with the Supreme Court and something that happened earlier this week. So the Supreme Court denies a request to revisit same-sex marriage decision on Monday, basically denying Kim Davis's request to have that looked at again. Let's break this down just a little bit. So one, I'm actually a little bit surprised that they chose not to take up this case, because I think a lot of people were thinking that they would actually revisit this. This is now a decade that they've, had their decision on it. And to be honest with you, for me and Ronald, it doesn't really affect us because we are already married. It doesn't affect us, but it would affect anyone else moving forward if they were trying to be married. Now, the reason why she did this, let's be real honest about why she did this. She did this because she lost the case and she owes the couple who she denied to do their cake over $300,000 that they were awarded. They had not seen a penny of that yet. And her way of getting out of paying that was to try to bring this back to the Supreme Court. She thought because Trump's in office again, but she didn't try to do it before he was in office, because Trump's in office again, and she knows that he got his people on the court, that she would get this overturned, and then she wouldn't have to pay that money. That's what this is about. This is about some stupid-ass white woman who thought that she could get away with it by giving her crocodile tears and showing her white privilege, thinking she could get away with it. I'm so glad they denied to even hear the case. They wanted nothing to do with it.
And that is a plus. That's a plus. I want to address
was that correct?
Here's something from QAnon, wherever it is. 90% of America gets their health insurance from their employer or Medicare. Premiums not going up, just Obamacare. And I would like to put a stop to that thought, because first of all, when healthcare, when the exchange of the Affordable Care Act is
Correct.
changed and manipulated, and people can't get their health care, it affects the whole
Market.
industry.
Yep.
System. Yep.
And you say that because you get that from your employer, it affects you as you work, because now your deductible is higher. So you once had a deductible that may have been $1,000, but now your deductible is $2,000. So
$3,000.
That everyone in the country, whether you're working for a corporation,
right,
or you are under the Affordable Care Act, either way. And I know people want, and like I'm like Alieze, let's stop saying Obamacare. Let's address it as the Affordable Care Act, because that's exactly what it is.
So Ron, someone with QAnon as their thing, which is a troll.
It was in the
say that because they're provocateurs, right? So I'm going to help this person out, who he or she, whoever this troll is. So let me tell you, as a person who was on Part B Medicaid, it was going up every quarter. So it's not something you just pay at the beginning of the year and then up. No, by the time that second cycle came up, my Medicare bill was going up for that Part B. And my husband, who's retired and he carries insurance, our premium goes up as a retired person. So don't get it twisted, ma'am, sir. Those premiums are not staying set. They go up just like everything else. And like Ron just told you, our deductibles will go up as well. Or if you don't want it to go up, you have to pay extra money to keep it from going up, to keep it at a certain rate. So don't get it twisted and come in here with half of information, or if you have not personally experienced it. I have experienced both of those things: a retirement government health care plan and Medicare Part B, which was going up every time I got a bill. It was going up. So don't get delusional and try to put this, I won't even call it misinformation, put lies out there about what's not going to go up. It goes up just like any other healthcare premium. If you're paying that part of Medicare that costs money, it goes up like everything else.
Well, they'll see it when they get their check, and their check is less.
To people. And that's crazy. And there's certain things that, so Medicare, certain things they'll pay, the things that impact older people, eyes and teeth. Well, now they under Biden, they added it in. I don't know if these keep it in, but it wasn't paying for dental and vision care.
That's right.
If you had I pay a separate premium to have one of the best vision and dental care programs. And yes, it went up slightly too. Yes, so don't come in here with stuff that you don't have all of the facts on a personal experience. I speak from, this is not third party, this is personal experience. So Ms. Troll, Mr. or Miss Troll, whoever you are, QAnon.
Hey. I was realizing that.
We're declaring war on the trolls again today.
Troll is. Don't come in here thinking that you can say some stuff and throw out a percentage and impress somebody when you have people on here who have experienced some stuff. So don't come in here, because we're talking about people who are business owners themselves, entrepreneurs who sit on this screen who use those insurances. Don't come in here with that.
If I may, I would like to piggyback off of Chris's comment about love. And I don't know what the question was that Ron had, because I don't get on Instagram like that. But I am also excited. I'm happy that they did not go down that path. I know. Well, I should say I know. I am rightfully assuming that Justice Thomas just can't wait to get his teeth into that. So I'm happy that did not go down. I was moved. So Ron,
no,
if you will. Oh, go ahead.
No, I want to just kind of piggyback on what you just said, because one of the article that I read in the New York Times is that don't get complacent just because they didn't take it up now doesn't mean they won't take it up later. Now, here's the thing that needs. The Supreme Court has ruled on it, but I think that there needs to be an amendment, and we know how long it takes. But the minute that these Democrats get into power, they need to codify some of these things that are on the books, because every time you don't codify these things, whenever the opposition party gets in, they can attack it and tear it down again. And we'll be in the same place that we are in now. Democrats need to get off of this, oh, it'll be okay, we've done these things. No, that's bullshit. The Republicans will find a way to tear it down. If these last 16 years have not been an indication of what these people are really about and what they are really trying to do to us, y'all are blind. Y'all need to really just sit back and just look at what they've done. We need to get these things on the books in the Constitution that they can't tear them down.
Got it.
These are all
Legislate.
healthcare should be in the Constitution as a human right. The same way the way to bear arms and to carry a gun, you can carry. It's ridiculous. That is in the Constitution, but to take care of your health is not.
Right.
So the
Well,
question was, yeah, so, Gwendolyn, you had something to share? I'm sorry.
I
my
want
bad.
to hear the question.
Okay, go ahead, my dear. Go ahead.
I wanted to hear your question.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm checking your mental. I'm checking on your mental.
I got here. That's what I'm getting for you. Let me just get it for you. So on yesterday, in Instagram, you can put up, your thoughts for the day or thoughts in the corner. So my question was, is love worth it? Is love worth, like, the whole process of falling in love and being with someone and growing old with them, or maybe meeting them and then breaking up and going through the struggles of love? Is it worth it? Is love worth
it? I think here's a key thing. Yes, love is worth it, but there's so much work that goes into being in love. And I think that a lot of people don't know that you have to put in the work. It doesn't matter if you're married or if you're just with someone. If you want to be with that person, if you want to be in that feeling, it takes work. You can't just say, I want to have the feeling. Then it doesn't work and it's not real. You have to put it in. I mean, look, you can ask Alieze. She's been married for, how many years now, Alieze?
It'll be 50 years on the 24th.
Okay. I know you love your husband and he loves you, but you know that it's been work to get to where you are 50 years later. So yes, love is worth it, but if you're not willing to do the work, no, it's not worth it. That's just my personal opinion.
If I may,
yes, you may.
Here's like when people say, "I fall in and out of love." Love is an action verb.
Ooh,
yes,
not a thing.
Yes.
All right. So if it's not that, well, I love you today. It's like, no, it's an action verb. You show love. You are love. You exemplify. You give it. It's an action verb. So we don't fall out of it because we are it. Now, personally, I believe this. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Thank you, amen, Mama Ruth. Mama, she told us that.
That's true.
Yes.
But that's real, because you can't love somebody else if you have no idea what it feels like. You can't even act it out. You have no idea what it looks like, how to define it, how to give it. So you guys start with ground zero. Now, Gwendolyn loves some G. I mean, Mr. Jack know that Gwendolyn loves some G. I love me. I am my best love. So when my husband met me, he knew exactly how to love me because I showed him. Right. Like, we talk about that. But is it worth it? Well, I can't think of a better feeling. It's an action verb.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so over the last few years, I learned that the phrase "I love you" has become a cliche thing to say, easy to say, hard to live, but easy to say. So I totally agree with Gwendolyn, because I say it all the time. It's about actions too, right? What do you do? How do you show that? The other part is, someone can tell me they love me. I started asking the other question: do you value me? How do they value you? Because love is not just about "I love you." And they show you if they value you through their actions.
Yeah. It's how you show up.
So it's not just simply, they said they love me, and then you see what they do and it doesn't match.
Don't match the word.
That means that somewhere in there, the value for me is not there. And I always watch movies. I watched this one with Jennifer Lopez called "Will You Marry?" It's called "Marry Me." She has a song that she had in that movie that says, she wrote, "I am the love of my life." She was looking for love, but she figured out that she was the love of her life. And it starts with you. How much do you love yourself? Because we teach people how to love us, how to treat us. Over the plus years, my husband and I have been together for 53 years, married for 50 of those years. Over those times, we had to learn. We had to teach each other what that meant. He shows his love in a more silent way, but I also knew he needed directions. You know, because for a minute there, Christmas was like, I gotta walk, I gotta this, I gotta these things that were for everybody. So one day I just said, wait, hold up a second. So next Christmas, if we show up with something that I can use for everybody in this house, everybody on the block don't know. So I haven't got that kind of then. So that next year I got a string of pearls.
Come on now.
Well,
and he's very attentive.
That's true.
He pays attention to what I see, what I like. And you all know from my journey through the art world, he's very supportive of me doing what he brings me pleasure, my joy, right? He knows what my joy is. And he's accepting of that. He'll show me stuff in the articles. He's that kind that he knows you like something, and there's an article in the paper, or he read something. Oh boy, you're gonna see it. Have you heard of this artist? Have you seen this before? He brings those things in, and I think that's what it is. And yet I would not go back and undo any of this. My journey, love has been worth it. It has been worth it with the children I have. And when I love people, it's worth loving the people. But I also understand that people don't love the same way. And some people have found it so easily, especially in the world of media, to say, hey, I love you. That's just, look, y'all stop looking at that person on the other side and think they talking to you and they really love you. They love your support of them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
As I told my nephew, who told me one day, he said, I love you, because I always call him and check in on everybody. He said, I love you. I said, you don't love me.
Oh.
I said, you love the idea of me.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Right.
It's the idea.
Alieze, you said that to him.
Hold on.
You said
Did I
that
say
to
that?
him.
Yeah, I did.
Listen, I want to expand on. I know it is, and I want to expand on something she said about, especially when it comes to social media. A lot of people feel as though when you meet people online and you say, "Oh, I love you," and one, you've never met the person, you don't know nothing about them besides what's online. There are distinctions. Let's break this down. There are people that you know online. They are associates that you meet that you are friendly with. Okay. Absolutely. Then there are people that do become your friends. You meet them, you have association with them, you meet them in person, you love their vibe, you have similar qualities. Those are friends. Then you have your close-knit friends who you interact with, you treat them like family, and then you have that inner circle. Don't mistake social media friends for people that you love, quote unquote, and that you think are your friends. They're not, because when the shit hits the fan,
they moving out the
prayers, condolences, all the fakeness will show through.
Yeah.
This is why Virgos have boxes. This is why Virgos have boxes, and word choice matters. I have associates, strangers off the street, somebody that I knew through somebody. We don't, everybody ain't your friend. But
let me tell you something.
Also, the fault of social media by using things like your connections. We're friends. We're linked. No, we're not. No, we not. If we have not sat down and broke bread and had a glass something to drink. Dude, you were the person I met off of Twitter. Like, you can look at my phone. Everybody has a tag. Everybody got everybody got a box. So
listen. So here's the other thing too. So I can say without any hesitation. So like, for instance, Ron and I are good friends for a while. We met in person. That's how we started. All right. Now Alieze and Gwendolyn, we even though we've never met in person, I consider you guys people that I will be true friends. When we meet in person, it's like family to me. We've created a family atmosphere. Gwendolyn and I have worked on projects outside of this. We've had phone conversations, that type of interaction. Like, that is what you consider someone who you get to know. We do this on a weekly basis, on a every other day basis. Not someone where I only see or interact with every once in a while. This is a community. This is a family right here. All right.
Yes.
I will go to bat for these ladies and for Ron. There's not a question. If like Alieze, for whatever reason, something happened, I know how to jump on a train, get an address, and go there and be supportive. You know what I mean? Same thing with Gwendolyn. You know, this is a community. This is a family. But people that you like their posts or whatever, that's just someone you admire, you appreciate, but they're not your friends. Let's keep that clear.
Yeah, and I think that's the part you have to be clear. But Ron, I actually did tell my nephew that.
No, I love it. I love it.
I was like his second mother. He was born when I was 15.
Wow.
And I helped take care of him until I left home at the age of 18. And then he wanted to come live with me. But the reason what I said to him was people love the idea of you and how you support them.
Yes.
That's why I told him, because I got tired of him constantly telling me for all of these years, I'm coming to DC to visit him. I said, so you're not, stop saying it. I said, because you show up for the people you really care about.
Absolutely.
You haven't come to see me, but you've gone to see people in Cleveland unrelated to you every year.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't love me. You love the idea of me being in your life for the support you need when you need it. Not, you don't love me and take care of me. You don't value me that way. And he got a little somber and sad. I know he probably went off and cried because he's a crier. I think we have to be honest and let people know that when they say it, stop telling me you love me. Stop it.
Amen.
It's so cliche. It's become, even I'll tell you, over the last 5 years, that phrase has become something annoying to me, because if I say to you all, I love you all in this screen, I love the people in this place, I show up for people. I am like Chris.
Yeah.
If women know, y'all know I don't like Texas, but I'm going to go to Texas.
I was willing to drive to Austin. I was like, "Are you still in town? Because I'll get on the road." She's like,
"I know," and I was like, "Wow." She was out of Texas. She wasn't in Texas, and I was like, "Man, I thought I was going to get to meet her." But hey, I probably will come back down to Texas at some point because we have some relatives down that way. But the thing is, the people I care about. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do stuff. Jazzy, I love Jazzy to death. We gonna eat. We gonna meet up and sit for hours and talk, eat lunch somewhere, because that's something that I commit to. I have traveled thousands of miles and spent thousands of dollars supporting people that I care about.
Yes.
Who may not care, who may not show me the same way that they care about me, but I show up for people that I care about. I'm gonna always show up for people I care about, and that's what real love is. And I don't resent doing it.
Yeah.
My daughter used to. My youngest daughter, the one in Texas, tells me this all the time. She said, "Mom, when people meet you, all of a sudden you become their mom or their aunt." She said that's just how people are. And I said, you know, I am a nurturer. But she said, you got to remember, you got to take care of you. And
absolutely
take care of me. And you have to put people like Gwendolyn say. So, and I'm that personality. And I've been hearing these things about Geminis, and I'm like, always, maybe that's me and maybe that's not me. But I will put you where you have, I will allow you to stay where you put yourself in my life.
Yeah.
Ditto.
If you put yourself on the back burner, or in the backyard, or in the catch, I'm gonna leave you there.
Not
me.
I'm gonna tell you a story. So I don't know if you guys saw. I did a post. I don't know if it was this week. It might have been late last week. It's of me, a photograph that Rex took of me. Rex called me last summer and said, "Hey, I'm doing this project. I'd love for you to be a part of it." Let me tell you something. I bought a ticket. I went down to DC, and I said, "Do whatever you need me to do. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it." And I did a shoot for him. And like, that's how you show up for your friends, and that's how you show up for your family. When someone asks you to do something for them, you show up. Yeah. You show up. If Ron was to say, "Hey, Chris, I need you to do this, I need you to do that," all right, Ron, just let me know. I will clear my schedule. Just like how, here's a perfect example. When Ron can't do the show, The three of us always show up.
Yes, you do. Yes. It's
We
teamwork.
make time and show up.
I mean, it was interesting when I put this question out. I just threw this question out yesterday, and I didn't think anyone was going to respond to it. I really didn't think. In the question, I was like, "Is love worth it? Is it worth Is it worth investing time into being in in a relationship for love?" And I had two people, only out of all the people that are on my feed, only two people said it's not worth it.
They don't
Everyone else said it was worth it. And not only did they just say it was worth it, they explained why it was worth it. And I was like, wow, this was an interesting question. And some of the answers were, it feels good to love. It feels good to love someone. It feels, or I love being a person that loves others. I love being in a relationship. Even if one person said, I was only in love once in my whole life, but it was worth it, even though it had pain. So people, it was just all over, but people were in love, or they've been in love once in their life. And, the old saying is better to have loved once or loved than to not have loved at all. And when I see those eyes going, what's going on in your head?
This
don't believe in love?
This goes back to my original thought. Like when some of the sayings that we have latched onto, I was like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? I don't think we actually listen to ourselves and listen to what we say.
Yeah, that's
we think about how we describe love in the Bible, that it doesn't brag, it doesn't boast. It is unconditional.
Unconditional.
Right? Listen to ourselves. It's better to have love than never. It's like, so you don't love you? I mean, think about it. Is there some pain in there? Perhaps, but love shouldn't hurt you. Love does not hurt you. No, like who put that little equals, like that sign doesn't go there. That's not love. But if you look at all the ideas that we have been given, that we've been tossed. And I know I had this chat with Lisa and Dr. Tachi the other day. The idea that if a little boy hits you, that's just his sign that he might like you. Okay, that's not what that is. We normalize stuff. It's like no, that's attention. That's just a sign.
The love tap. You don't like the love tap?
Look,
I wish a bitch would.
Gwendolyn said, "You tap me, I'm gonna tap you back."
The first and last time a guy got into my personal space, I was in this hole in the wall in Houston. Now they just set the frame. Joe would always say, "Do not go in here and start fighting, Gwendolyn. If they don't touch me, we don't have no problems." But that dude touched me. I grabbed my fist, I rolled it back like Oprah in The Color Purple, and went to swinging. Now my cousin happened to be one of the security guards because she was HPD. Why did I chase that Negro out of the club? Don't touch me. Don't ever touch me. That's not love.
No,
but we have again normalized certain behaviors that if they do this means this. That is not it. So we have a lot of unlearning to do. But yeah, half of that stuff about like it's not worth it and it's better to we don't have time for that. I don't have the time. We don't have the moonshine. We don't have it.
I have like two things. One was there's a song, and I think it's Nat King Cole that sings it. And it started to annoy me when I was listening to DJs during the pandemic. The song that says you're nobody until somebody loves you. I said, God, beautiful music. I said, people been singing that song. I said, that's trash. You're somebody. Even if the first thing is you love yourself.
You have to love yourself first.
Whenever it started coming on, I would start putting in the comments of the DJ's comments like, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense. You somebody, even if you just love yourself. That's some crazy stuff. And I was like, this is insane. But on the other side, when they talked about somebody, little boys hitting you, I kid you not. I was 13. I don't know if he liked me or not, but his little boy hit me. I chased him down the hall. I pushed him against the wall, and I was polishing his head. Because the principal showed me. He's like, I had backed up against the wall, just wailing on him. The principal
These are
came
some
up. I got
tough ladies here, y'all.
Listen, so the lesson for today is don't fuck with the ladies on the bottom because they will come for
There
you.
you go.
And the whole
Okay.
time I was saying, look, the whole time I was saying, don't you ever do that again.
And Rosemary says so much unlearning to do is correct. We've been conditioned and it's showing in the worst ways.
Yes.
And that is so true. I mean, and it's so interesting about love also is that in other languages or other cultures, there are multiple words for love. Love, you know, for love between a man and woman, love between brothers, love between family, love between, and there are little words for those types of love. In the English language, we only have the word love. And it kind of like just it's a net that goes out to everything. And but I love that. I love all the feedback.
But isn't love just love?
And the correction, not love between men, love between people. Let's just say that.
I'm like, I'm not understanding.
That covers everybody.
Yeah.
And understanding that it starts with you loving you first.
You have to love
yes.
You don't if you don't treat yourself with love and kindness, you don't even understand how you want other people to treat you.
Right.
Yes.
You don't start there. So I treat me well.
Yeah.
Like if I take me out to eat, I buy me flowers.
There you go. You buy yourself flowers.
That's how much I love me.
Yes.
So you have to start there. How much do you love yourself?
Yeah.
And then how are you, and don't allow anyone to treat you in a way that makes you feel unloved.
Amen.
Or less than.
How to treat you, how to talk to you, how to treat you, how to value you.
Yes.
That's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, we having church up in here.
Well, that sounds like the last word. So let me just get the banner going over here. First of all, guys, if you want to be a part of our Patreon community, which supports what we do here, you can just click on that QR code. Some people did yesterday. I was shocked. So QR code, there it is, right there on the screen. You want to be a part of that supports what we do here. You support this platform. What we add, like all the information and stuff that we do. Make sure you scan that little QR code. It's right there for you. But while that QR code is there, I'm going to also say, make sure you sign up for our email. Join the email list by going to ronlewisphotos.com. Okay. And also, if you're looking for an event photographer, I am an event photographer, and that's what I do. That's how I make my money. That's how I make a living. So if you're interested in an event photographer, wherever you are, right now I'm in North Carolina. I am on a tour. I am touring around the country and around the planet. So I am now in Charlotte. I'll be here to Thanksgiving and maybe more, but we'll see. And I am here. So if you're looking for a photographer in this region, reach out to me. We can sit down and have a conversation. Okay. Also, that's not least. Again, Patreon folks, thank you for being a Patreon member. Your support helps us create amazing content. And again, that's the QR code for the Patreon community. You can scan that on your TV, on your phone, wherever you are. And last but not least, make sure you join our YouTube channel. If you're here for the first time, make sure you sign up. Make sure you hit a like. Make sure you hit a subscribe. Those are the biggest compliments you can give us on this platform. Okay, guys. Let me see what else you guys are saying in this community. I see there's some more love going there. Self-love is important. I see that. And I see Jazzy is so true. Gwendolyn said, I almost started singing a Petty Pablo. And I see hands. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Let's get this off the screen here. Thank you, guys. Last words? Any last words?
For me, just make sure you go and check out the original conference call on YouTube. We've got the last episode for the season of What You're Watching coming out next week, Monday. And then also you can always watch the recap shows that we've done for the past seasons. And we are taking a slight break. So What You're Watching, the last episode will air on Monday, and then we're taking a break until the new year. So thank you guys for the support, and I appreciate you.
Okay, Alieze and Gwendolyn, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. This is Hump Day. I always use Hump Days to just do something for me. Make sure you do something. Pause, stop, and take a moment to love yourself. Treat yourself to something special today. And on that note, guys, thank you for a great conversation. I think we covered some good stuff today.
We did.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's our Training Wise. We'll be talking politics tomorrow. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Rosemary says, stay safe, Ron, and may you be met with lots of love and minimal flight cancellation as well. So far, we're good now. Now this thing is almost over. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much.
I'm watching the head of Department of Transportation, and they're still asking airlines to reduce by 10%. What is that all about? So don't they still up to something?
Yeah, they still okay.
All right.
Okay, beautiful people. I'm out. I love you guys. And I really do love you. Later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.